Welcome back. Let's make a deal. It seems to be the common theme with President Trump. The leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan will now work together after signing a deal this week. That deal will also benefit the U.S. That overseas region is now open for exclusive development. So how can Trump keep this pace up for other countries that are at war? Will he still be more involved in other deals and try to bring them peace? We're going to dive right into that in our foreign policy here. We have expert Harley Lippman. Also joining me now is Newsmax foreign policy analyst, that is, and former Trump foreign policy advisor Waleed Faris. Great to have you both here. He is also the author of Iran is the Islamic Republic. We appreciate you coming in. So these two countries, they have been at war for over 30 years. And here comes President Trump to bring the peace. Harley, how do you think that he was able to do this when so many couldn't?
It's a remarkable achievement of this president that everybody should recognize. I don't think any president in American history has been effective as President Trump in bringing peace to the world. And it's so extraordinary because everybody viewed him, his detractors, his critics, as being, out of control, a militarist, and he's none of the above. Mm-hmm. So I think he's able to do it because, one, people want to be in his good graces. I think that countries want to have the support of the United States and President Trump. Trump is highly effective in sizing up the problem very quickly. He's very fair, and he comes up with a win-win where the United States is going to actually supervise the area that's been in dispute. But what is really worth noting is these two countries have been fighting dozens, and I'm not exaggerating, dozens of wars. And to get them to make peace is something that I hope the world recognizes is truly unique and so welcomed by this president. And I think he'll continue to do it for years to come.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that he continues to be adamant about is he wants peace in the world. Waleed, Azerbaijan it borders Russia and Iran. We know what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. We're following that. But it also has close ties to Israel and the United States. But does the fact that this recent deal took place give him momentum for maybe another peace deal between either Israel and Hamas or maybe Russia and Ukraine?
Well, what you have mentioned is very important. It shows the geopolitical contexts that President Trump, a strategic real estate thinker, as he said it yesterday or the day before, can do. For example, one of the matters that is important for this deal was the understanding by President Trump of the geopolitical situation. Armenia was protected by Russia for many, many years. Its first war with Azerbaijan was in 91, 92, or even before that. Mm-hmm. But then when Russia was busy with Ukraine, it didn't look anywhere else. It didn't look at what the changes are in Syria, or when Azerbaijan and Armenia got into a fight, Armenia lost. Russia didn't help. Yeah. So the Armenians were ready for now an alliance or at least cooperation with the United States. Azerbaijan has a lot of financial interest with the United States, huge gas fields, so on and so forth. So President Trump understood that that was the moment. Mm-hmm. And by proposing that there would be an American presence, he added another layer. This is a deterrence against the Islamic regime in Iran. So I think that the geopolitical context, plus the ability of the president to intervene and to help at the right moment, produce this picture that you are seeing right now.
Harley, I want to pose the same question to you as well. Does this put pressure on other countries that are at war? And do you think that President Trump's going to get involved?
Oh, I think so. He's already, as we know, you brought it up, Russia and Ukraine, which is extremely difficult. And you have to give President Trump tremendous credit at this point for at least trying. He's doing everything. But what we know about President Trump is that he's highly effective. This may sound boring and not very sexy, but this is what it takes. There are presidents that tried to tackle these issues, but they couldn't get the job done. I think if anybody's going to be able to do this, it's going to be President Trump. Or it can't be done, because at the end of the day, if you have a man, Putin, who wants conquest, no matter what the consequences are, there's just so much one can do. But if anyone can solve this problem and make it a win for all sides, it is President Trump. And I think in Gaza, he's on his way to solving that too. But it's very complicated, extremely difficult. These wars have been going on forever. So it's a Herculean task. we have to understand that the bar is so high. Nobody in history has ever been able to make peace there, ever. So the fact that he's getting so much done should really be noted, because it really is making the world a better place for everyone.
Harley, you made a good point. I mean, you're right. It wasn't something that was maybe top of mind for the administration, given maybe not the news cycle. The news cycle is covering, Russia, Ukraine. You've got Hamas and Israel. But Waleed, why? I think it really speaks to the administration is doing a lot behind the scenes that we don't even know about. Like, this just came up on a Friday, and we just had a peace deal. Who knew that these two were that he was brokering this? You know what I'm saying? And the media doesn't really give him enough credit for that. He just brokered a deal that was 30 years in the making.
Absolutely. Actually, this one, the Armenia-Azerbaijan deal, really most experts didn't even expect that this would happen with that speed, and also the component that that road that would be under American control would even happen. This is like something that the Israelis and the Arabs could use, and hopefully that strategy will be taken to the region. But President Trump has two advantages. Number one, he has all the information. He has all these parties who are willing to come and negotiate with him. The second advantage, he can project the next moves of these forces. Of course, the Armenians let go of Russia, as I said earlier. And the Azeris also need the United States because they are confronting the Iranians. It's a big puzzle. His ability to understand that is what makes those peace deals possible. But he also said that these peace deals have also to be practiced by the components. And he said in one of his interviews, once I'm gone from the presidency, this is where the real challenge is, not when I am in control and I force both of them. So he's also telling the parties, you have to be serious about these peace deals.
And Wally, will I have you, because the story of the day right now is that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did speak to the media here. He's defending the fact that they're going to go into Gaza and occupy and finish this war. Your 2 cents on his comments here today.
Well, there is no other option for Israel, regardless of who's the prime minister of Israel. You have to finish Hamas. You cannot do a peace deal with Hamas. Some people thought they could. They couldn't, because Hamas is also backed by the Islamic regime in Iran. Once Hamas is gone, that's the last 20% or 25%, then you're going to have the mother of peace deals with the people of Gaza, backed by the Saudis, the Egyptians, the Bahrainis. You're going to have a celebration on top of the Abraham Accord of having resolved that conflict, which is multi-centuries between Gaza and Israel.
And Harley, I'll give you the last word there, just on that topic there, on the comments we heard from Netanyahu today.
I think that the analogy would be is, just think if Al-Qaeda took over Canada and sent over 60,000 radical Islamists. That would be the equivalent as what happened to Israel. Tortured, murdered, raped Americans, took Americans back into Canada, put them in a tunnel, starved them, and said their only goal is to kill every single American. Do you think this country would tolerate an Al-Qaeda radical Islamic regime on their border that's devoted to America's destruction? Hardly. Mm-hmm. So just reverse it. Put yourself in Israel's shoes. As Waleed said, they really don't have a choice.
Very well said. Harley Lippman, Waleed Phares, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on here and shedding your insight here on all of these topics. Thank you so much.